Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 82.
82.
What's up, Cam?
What up, man?
How was your weekend?
House hunting, baby.
Do you have a dumpster outside of your house?
Well, okay. So I live. Okay, so all you Canadians too, and the people in the U.S. probably know where Missouri is anyway. But if you're Canadian, you might not. If you look at the U.S., you put your finger right in the middle, and that's where Andy and I live. Andy's in the poor section of the rich area, where I'm in like the poor section of the kind of poor, rich
You're in the
kind
poor,
of area.
No. You're in the poor section of the
So
most hillbilly area, right?
Very
is
much.
Is it a hillbilly area?
Yeah, I grew up in them. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. A bunch of hazers. No, it's all good though, and they're all good. And they took care of. Like in my little street, I told you I had my little house. So I was 19. My parents had a downscale. We had a little house, and I bought the house next door when I had my signing.
You live
bonus.
right next to your parents.
Right next to my parents.
Some people would think that's a little odd.
No,
you know that?
I loved it.
I know you
love
did.
my mom and dad.
I know
Like,
you
God,
do,
they
and
listen
you
to
did.
me. They listen to all my shit. They
Could you
watch all my
imagine, like,
shit.
if I told my wife,
I
okay,
know.
we got to live right next door. Doesn't matter if it was her parents or my
I was
mom.
19.
They'd be like, what?
Yeah, but you're 19.
Yeah, but you're not
I'm
anymore,
a child.
dude.
I know. But I had houses in Jersey, and we had to live all over the place. And I got into a couple jams, Andy. I wanted to have a fucking big-ass house like I'm about to get 5 years ago. But I had to crawl out of a fucking hole, and Kate by my side. And, like, I'll get into it eventually here, but I just want to give you... But so we've been house hunting, and we're happy, and we're moving to a nice, cool place. But I had to clean out my house a little bit that I've had for a long time. So I get a dumpster, and I'm in the blue collar part of like a blue collar area, right, guys? And so I get it, and I know all my neighbors. Oh my God, everybody knows where I live, and it's fucking annoying. But I love it, but it's annoying. So I get a dumpster, and I clean out all my shit, and all my neighbors start coming in and start looking through the dumpster. And I think
They're
there's like
inside the dumpster?
Oh God, fuck yeah!
What are they looking for?
I don't know.
Like, what would you have that you would put in there that they would want?
Anything and everything in my basement.
You put like a Yager stick?
I used to shoot. No, I know where that's at. But I used to shoot pucks in my basement.
In like a John Madden jersey.
Like overall, like I stopped playing hockey, and I couldn't move to what I wanted to do yet until I kind of figured out what I was going to do. So I just accumulated a lot of shit, and I finally was like, "Fuck this!" So I had to get it all out. It just shows you. I remember waking up in the morning like there's a pathway through the dumpster. It's all like organized. Mm-hmm. I dumped shit in there like a psychopath.
Okay, are you
and
like
the next
me
day,
though? Like where I hate having shit. Like my
wife,
wife,
fucking hate it.
She can't throw away anything. She wants to keep everything. Every artwork that my kids have ever made.
You gotta put your foot down.
Everything
like
is
a man.
kept. And so
you have to.
We're in the process of moving right now.
Yes, you are.
Okay, and like in the heat of it, we got to be out of the house.
Oh Lord, is that a pain in the ass?
I don't even know if our new house is going to be ready yet. We may be homeless, honestly, for like a week or two.
You might have to get an apartment. You got a doggy. You got 3 fucking kids. You might have to grind it, motherfucker.
I'm not stressing out over it because I've been looking at Airbnb.
Although you
locally.
got a badass house. You're in the poor part of a ritzy area. Now you're moving into the middle class part of the ritzy area, and I think that's a big upgrade for you, Andy.
Oh, thanks.
You got a good house. Andy, here's the deal. Where I'm moving, Andy could sell his house right now and buy a fucking multi-million-dollar mansion. No, but it's because I like to live far away. Andy needs to be in the mix. He does a bunch of shit. I could do my radio show.
You don't mind living that far out?
I've lived in Eureka, Missouri. I've traveled to Scott Trade Center when I played for the Blues. I'd commute back and forth twice a day for pregame and what the fuck ever. I want to live in this little oasis.
Dude, I had to
30
drive
miles out.
No.
I commit to driving. And this little cute area that we're looking at is the cutest thing in the world.
It's even further than where
you
live now.
It's the fucking best little area with a golf course and everything. And that's what the fuck we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
It's far. And that's what we're doing.
How do you do that?
Because I
had to go somewhere.
Because you're gonna come out. You're gonna come out to my house to do this podcast, and I'm gonna get pizza, and I'm gonna have
zero chance.
I'll Uber your fucking ass out.
Zero chance.
I'll Uber you.
It'll be like
I'll have a sponsor. I already have a sponsor for Uber.
Yeah.
I got my guys. They'll fucking take your little bitch ass out there.
I got to drive out there with him.
Jamie, our engineer's like, hell yeah, I'll go
Cam
out there.
has a
hell yeah, you will.
Cam has this guy who calls into radio shows that like drives him around. It's so weird.
Sorry,
this guy drives you around. He's the guy who calls into every radio show. He's been calling into my radio show for probably 15, 20 years. And I think I've taken his call maybe once, maybe twice. Cam, he might as well be your co-host.
Nice
Cam brings him on his show every day, and he keeps him on there for like 20 minutes. He's your co-host.
Andy doesn't have fans. What did the youth fans went back and like, Andy, God, I used to love watching you write that report that one time. I'm beating up cats at center ice, taking my jersey off, flexing for the women. That's what the fuck I'm doing in my hometown. I got fans and I take care of them. And even if they're a little psycho, I got to put them in their place a little bit. But they want to fucking contribute and help me out with shit.
What's the contribution?
I
He's
just
driving
love
you
it.
around?
No, you fucking A.
It's gonna
Fuck
be like,
yeah,
it's gonna
drive
be like
me the fuck around and my wife.
$250 Uber
No,
ride.
I got to tell them, I go, you can only speak until spoken to, okay? I'll initiate the conversation because he'll talk my goddamn ear off.
Oh, my God.
But on the other hand, I take care of it, man. That's why I leave my DMs open, baby.
All right, so
Fuck
maybe
yourself.
I'll find my way out there for a podcast, but probably not. It's a little bit too far.
Okay, well,
a little bit too far.
Then I'll do it over the
fucking. But I wish you the best
we'll
of
do
luck,
it over
man.
the computer.
I had to drive out that way about a week ago,
so gorgeous.
and I saw the exit for where you live now. I'm like, dude, you drive that far every day?
I'm a country boy. I got a nutsack hanging off my my Ford F-150. I'm joking. You know what I'm talking about those?
No, dude. We talked about that a few weeks ago. I've never even seen that.
You haven't?
Never.
All y'all, and I don't know if this happens in Canada. I love you, Canadians. But if your husband is driving a big Dodge Ram and he's got that nutsack hanging off the back, you got to take that thing down. You gotta take that damn
that's gotta
thing
go.
down.
That's gotta go.
You can't have a nutsack hanging off the back of your truck.
I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of that. Where do you get one of those?
We know you're a man. We get it. I'd rather have a vagina. Don't have a nutsack. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Where do you get one of those?
I don't know, Andy.
Have you ever seen those for sale?
No. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe I have.
Okay.
Maybe I have a couple. No, I'm joking. I don't. I don't like it. I don't like the bumper stickers either. I don't give a shit what you're doing.
How's your house hunting going?
Good.
Is it?
We committed yesterday.
You committed?
We got 2 houses.
What does that mean? Did you put a down payment
We put
down?
a secondary down. No, homeboy.
I can't. A backup contract.
Because we. Oh
yes.
I don't want to get too.
No,
far
you know
right?
what? You shouldn't.
But do
you
we have?
shouldn't.
No, listen to me.
You don't want to jinx it either.
It's the cutest. Oh, I'm gonna take pictures for all y'all. You guys are probably like, "Where's your chill zone, Cam?" I'm in my starter house still, next to my parents. And the guy next door who still has like two. Couple cars in his driveway. I'm like, you can get rid of those things.
Dude, I love it. I love being on the phone with Cam and like his dad will walk in the house. You need to go get me some beer. You drank all my beer.
I did. I took his beer. Or people show up at my house randomly. Like I had that house, my parents' house next door was our party house when I was in high school. So everybody knows where you live. Yeah. And then you buy that in high school.
I mean, are you still hanging out with a lot of people you went to high school with? Are you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all your friends from high school, you guys all still hang out?
I see them all over. I mean, you see them all over the place. No, do I have my core group of people that I love, and we are cool. I will do shit with, right? And I got my Jersey folk or whatever, and then the hockey group. But when you play here, I have my buddies, but then the hockey people. It's two different worlds, man. Anybody that plays for their hometown will understand that. You live in two different lives.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit with Shattenkirk too.
Yeah, but he's living in New York. He lived 90 miles away from New York when he grew up. He didn't live in a city, so he didn't have his buddies like that much.
Is it that far? Greenwich, Connecticut?
Greenwich,
whatever?
Connectic to New York.
Is that 90 miles?
No. Here's my point. It's
probably not that far.
Okay, here's my point.
Oh, actually, New Rochelle, New York, is actually where he grew up.
Okay,
that's like a suburb, basically. I think of New York City.
So, but still, like so. When you're living in a small town of St. Louis, like everybody knows everybody. Where's your high school? You all know. Like New York, it's so different. So it's like you're not getting bugged by your family to go to. It's hard to go from where he lived in New York City. That's a commitment all day. But in St. Louis,
but everybody has their bubble, man, where they grew up and their people. So they're all paying attention, asking for tickets, whatever. You know,
it's just. That's Patty. It's just different.
No, I could imagine.
Everybody's going to the games. Like they're all going. They're all fans. They all do. What do you got? Can I get 17 tickets tonight? Like, what the fuck? It's just 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
In a 7:30 game.
And they're probably bugging your parents too.
My parents were they were recluses at that time, and they're chilling, watching the fucking games, rewinding. No one's chirping me. They get their analysis down. When I come home, if I didn't do my shit, my dad would give me that look. My mom would be like, "You're great, Cam," and my dad wouldn't say anything. I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, "What? What, Dad?" No, nothing. Like, what? You were Cam. My mom, you were great, Cam.
Would your dad break down your game? Would he tell you if you weren't good?
He'd be like this. Man, let me rewind it real quick. What were you doing there? Like, what? He goes, the fight. You just weren't into it. I'm like, fuck. He's just, you're gonna go that guy. Like, get it. You weren't into it. And I'd be like, fuck. And who knows what was going on that night anyway. But I didn't want to tell them. Oh God! But
always a side story.
Oh God, that would rattle me so bad, Andy. Oh God!
Are you paying attention at all to the free agent frenzy? Did you get into that at all?
Yeah, I have to. We talking. We do a radio show every single fucking day.
Okay,
so what's your talk about something?
What's your take out of it? Give me something that surprised you. Give me something you liked.
Well, I think Petro overplayed his hand, and I think Doug Armstrong and Tom Stillman, the organization, are like, look, we're a small market team. This is what we're gonna do. Do we want to pay you $7-8 million every July 1st for a sign? No. What do we have fans next year? They can't do that. You don't want to be strapped for the next decade because you're paying off all these guys because they helped you win a cup. They're going to make their money anyway. Fiscally, you have to be responsible in St. Louis as an organization.
Well, let me just
put it the bottom fucking line.
Let me put it this way.
What?
When you're an agent, you can't negotiate your contract with a mid-market team. I don't like to call St. Louis a small market, man. They're more mid-market. But hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't negotiate with a mid-market team the same way that you do with a big major market. Like, you can't expect the same from St. Louis, for example, that you would expect to get from a market like Toronto. And you know what? For Toronto and teams like that can afford the big-time signing bonuses, there might be a benefit to them paying out signing bonuses versus paying it all in salary. So most agents understand that, and they're not trying to take advantage of certain organizations by asking them to maybe play a game that they're really not comfortable playing and that they don't want to play and that they've never played before. So that as an agent. Well, this team, they don't do signing bonuses, man, so I'm not going to start getting into that and make that a sticking point in the conversation. You look at a team like the Washington Capitals, for example. Like their ownership group may be the wealthiest ownership group.
The frugal.
In the league, Cam. You look at how much money they have.
Yeah.
And the way they sign their contracts, whether it's Backstrom, Kuznetsov, Oshie, all these guys, Carlson, all these guys that they signed in recent years. And they've handed out a little bit of signing bonus money, small doses of signing bonus money to take care of their players.
Didn't pay for
But they also have the way they do business. That's just how they run their business. And most agents understand that. And so I really believe in the case of Pietrangelo that his representation mishandled this situation badly.
But
I
he's
really
30
do.
years old. Time out.
Yeah, but he's got to take it. You're saying he's got to take the reins here?
Fucking A.
Yeah.
He works for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not 23, Andy. You're a fucking Stanley Cup winner. You're the fucking best of the best. You're in control. What the fuck do you and your wife and your kids want to do? Mm-hmm. It's not about your fucking agent.
Right.
You kidding me?
Well,
you're 30 years old, homeboy. You take control. He works for you. So he's like, well, I was kind of caught off guard. Like,
no. He didn't tell me that though.
I know.
So
that's a quote though.
I know, but I don't
believe
know
either.
why he would be caught off guard.
Andy,
because let me say this too: the plane that came to St. Louis to pick him up to take him out to Vegas, that had already landed. That was already here in St. Louis prior to the Torrey Krug announcement being announced by the Blues that they had signed Krug. So that was already in the works. It wasn't like, okay, the Blues signed Krug, and then Pietrangelo called Vegas and said, hey, I'm coming out.
Yeah, but that wasn't the Onion saying that, homeboy. That was everywhere. That quote was everywhere.
I get that.
So my point is, if you are surprised, that's on you. Everybody's like blaming the agency. I'm like, wait, Pedro's a big buy.
Right.
Why the fuck you letting him take advantage of you? You should. They're like, no. Here's what I want to do.
Yep.
Maybe Vegas is cool, but if they're gonna give me that, I'm gonna stay in fucking St. Louis and do my thing and kick my feet up. Like, no, you should be the fucking puppet master more than anybody.
But this is what I love about Doug Armstrong. You try to back his ass up against the wall.
You do that.
Then guess what? He's gonna go out and sign Torrey Krug.
He'll lose your ass.
He's not waiting.
He ain't playing around.
He's done this before. With guys like Chris Mason and stuff like that, who were hesitant to sign a contract. They waited. They wanted more money. And they went and traded for Jaro Halak. I mean, they weren't going to wait around,
play
man.
Around, dude.
So, you have to know that. And sometimes if you're comfortable in a situation, you got to ask yourself, okay, am I getting the ice time that I want? Do I like where I live? Are my kids happy?
Yeah,
Is my family happy?
How's my school? How's the traffic?
But
How's the crime?
then you say to yourself, hey, do you want to go live in a different market? I mean, there's no doubt Vegas was always high on his list, if not the number one team on his list, and he had interest in going there. But again, you also got to look at their cap situation and realize, hey, it's going to be difficult for them to bring you on board, and it may take some time. Now we're dealing with players' names being dragged out there publicly.
Nate Schmidt,
well, Martinez, some other guys. They already had to trade Paul Stastny, right?
Exactly. Well, Paulie, okay. But that decor, you're like, fuck it, Petra. I look at that decor and there's no big names, really.
They Marc-Andre Fleury, right?
Wait. The decor's quick and they move around. They're great. And then you throw Petra in the mix. You're like, fuck, they're fucking loaded. But then they get rid of Nate Schmidt.
Theodore's pretty damn good.
He's really good. Yeah. But then you get rid of Nate Schmidt, and you're like, oh, okay. He logged a lot of minutes. That guy moves around really good. Yeah. And you're like, okay, he's very kind of underrated a little bit. He got dinged for that 20 gamer. Remember that?
Yeah.
But now he's gone. Now you're like, okay, you got a 30-year-old. I don't know, man. Now you're cap trouble. On a personal note, I look at it like this. I rather the team and the organization that you're kind of under, and the Blues, you work for, we do our own thing. It doesn't matter. We're not under. I look at my W-2s and what I'm like, I don't work for the Blues, okay? That's a motherfucking fact, and that's fine. But we do a lot of shit. We love them all. We know everybody. I don't want this organization to be fucking strapped because you're paying out a guy that maybe some fans they love, and he's won you, and he probably deserves a big contract. But then he wants a no movement clause, and he wants this, and then all of a sudden you do it for everybody. And you're like, I wouldn't want an organization to do that. I want them to have a little bit of leniency to do what they need to do to market themselves and take care of who they need to, the charities and shit. I don't know. I don't know. You got to spin up to the cap, and they want to do that, fine. But to go above and beyond at this point in a smaller market, Andy, I don't want to say small market. I don't want an organization to do that. I want them to be a little bit frugal when it comes to that kind of shit, to be honest with you.
But, George McPhee, veteran guy, it seemed like they had a good feel for that organization, whatever, man. They did a great job, who they selected in the expansion draft and all that. They go to the final their first year, all the excitement, all the emotion. Why didn't they just keep, David Perron? Why'd they let him go? I don't know. And some of these other guys and try to bring in other players. Then they move George McPhee out a little bit, although I guess they kind of gave him a little bit of a bump, and they bring in a new GM, and now it just seems like they're just kind of chasing the tail a little bit, man.
Well, they had every opportunity to be in the right spot because that's how the situation. Yeah. And Seattle's going to go through the same thing. But in a sense, when it comes to that, I want Seattle to be good, Ralph. Yeah, I do.
And I like the fact that Vegas is good, man.
I love it.
It's a great place to watch a game.
My God.
And the players love playing there.
And again, they don't live around the strip. None of them do, dude. They live in the fucking mountaintops, looking over a fucking cliffside with an infinity pool, looking over the strip. Yeah. Way away that you can creep in there when you want because the traffic's okay. I don't know.
But getting back real quick before we move on, was Alex Pietrangelo surprised, caught off guard that they signed Torrey Krug?
Shouldn't be.
Probably because, I'm saying.
No, he shouldn't be.
No, hang on.
He shouldn't be.
What I'm saying is a lot of people didn't see that coming. Now, I had tweeted out earlier in the day that if they lose Pietrangelo.
The right people saw that coming from a mile away, Andy. Who you kidding?
They'll be looking for another defenseman.
Exactly.
Probably a left shot defenseman. There were only 3 defensemen available, Cam.
Dude, we saw that coming.
Who could give you top 4 minutes? Who could play in your top 4? Okay?
He was doing something.
You know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Right? TJ Brody being one, Torrey Krug being the other, and then Alex Pietrangelo. So, if you're the Blues and you lose Alex Pietrangelo, what are you telling Ryan O'Reilly? What are you telling Braden Shen, Jaden Schwartz, and Colton Parayko and David Perron?
What are you telling the hardcore fucking South County sitting in the 300s?
But I'm keeping it internally. You want to tell those guys, absolutely, we're still trying to win.
Yeah.
You know what? So I'm not going to sit around, and I'm going to bring in Torrey Krug. And I respect the hell out of Doug Armstrong for doing that, man.
I'm telling you.
And we also wish the best to Alex Pietrangelo. Of course. We hope everything works out for this guy.
He's going to be fine.
Oh, he will.
That's the difference. Yeah. He's going to be fine no matter what. It's not like you're not Tyler Johnson and right. It's on what now? I got to start over. I got one. This guy's going to get a monster.
Know where you can go.
He's picking and choosing. Fuck.
Well, but again, if you want to play for a contending team, man, what are your options?
I don't know.
Toronto went in a different direction. Whatever. I guess they could still maybe make another move. You never know, man. This is going to be interesting to watch how this plays out.
Good talk, baby.
All right, so Ryan Kesler. This is a funny interview, man. People are going to like this.
It starts off slow.
It starts off slow.
So anyway,
he was kind of like, who are these guys? What is going on? And then by the end, we're like best friends.
I know. Funny how that fucking works.
And he's like sending me a text.
I'm flying up there in 2 weeks.
He had a great time, man. He had a great time with us.
He was a little.
We enjoyed him, too.
Because he's kind of down, dude.
He is.
He's a little down.
He is.
All right? I go fucking cheer the fuck up.
And what do? We bring him into the
what?
Therapy session.
That's exactly what it is.
It's fucking Cam and Strick therapy.
No, it costs any money. I'm like, God, you got it good, homeboy. We talk to him. He starts off a little slow, but then we get going, and he's fucking cool as shit,
and he's
man.
laughing.
He's laughing.
But he's dealing with some personal stuff, man. And
dude,
so, again...
And you'll see it. We talk about it the whole time.
And he's very open about
it. But still, we pumped his fucking tires up. Like, let's go. You're good, baby.
We did.
We all got fucking problems.
It's always funny because, man, like, it's like I always use Steve Otter as the example because I hated Otter before he came to St. Louis. Yep. I'm like, what? This guy's a psychopath. What's his problem? You know?
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Oh, was that a good story?
No, like Otter comes to St. Louis and you get to know him, and he's one of my favorite people I've ever met in my entire life.
I had a Twitter beef, not beef, because I'm not beefing with anybody, because they're all Blues fans, and I probably even know them personally. But somebody's like, I heard Corey Perry's coming here. I would never want that guy ever. I hated him.
Never want him.
I go, I would love. I've been battling against Corey Perry since I was 16, juniors. I've seen this motherfucker do hardcore shit to fucking step up to the plate in hardcore times like a warrior.
Yeah.
Fight anything. And these guys, like, I wouldn't want him on this. I'm like, and I don't like to do it, but I'm like, I would want him. And he's like, well, Cam, here's the reason. The Blues fans just don't like him because he was such a meat. I go, what? The Blues fans don't. Wait, what does that mean? I go, did he say something?
You wouldn't want Jamie Benn either.
Was he racist or something? Would he? No. I don't think the Blues fans would want him because of what he's done to the Blues. I go, what the fuck are you talking? I go, one game he comes in and runs somebody over, they're gonna love him. Like, I don't know. I just the personal note on that.
Hey, but that's fans, man, and you know what? They have the right to feel that way. But again, you can hate a player, especially when they play on the other side, and then when you get him on your side, man, you're happy that he's on your team. You know, so there's so many guys like that. Ryan Kesler is like the latest.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a big fan of his.
Well, he could be a dick. Like, he could, like, you know, he knows.
Like, I hate Ryan Kesler when you watch him play some of the stuff, you know, but then he's on Team USA in the Olympics or whatever, and you're like, what? Then all of a sudden he's on your team, whatever, and you realize how good he is and what he brings to the table.
Just remember that.
And when he was in Vancouver scoring 41 goals and whatever, man, you respected his game for being one of the best two-way centers in the game.
The moral of that whole story, what I was trying to say is, like, you can't look at somebody like that. When you come to you, if he's a dick to you, that's a different story. But he's a good dude.
But to me, Corey Perry, he's not like really like a guy you would hate. I mean,
you hate him, dude.
Really?
Oh God, yeah, dude. He's slashing your balls and shit.
Well, maybe as a player, but as a fan, you really hate.
Yeah, but you're watching the same shit. What are you talking about?
I guess.
Fuck yeah, these guys.
I mean, Jamie Benn, he like sat.
I know they hate him too. Like, he's the best of the best.
That's a little different.
You just gotta let you guys. Some of the guys, not most guys understand it, but. You'll love him if he was on your team. Yeah. Love him. Anyway. Yeah.
So Otter is that example. You have any words for Otter today? Any words for Otter?
Fucking guy. Can he not come on a podcast? I go, Otter, can you come on? Like, I fucking battled with you, dude. I stuck up for you when I fucking was 17 years old. You invited me to your house and shit like that. And you can't come on my podcast? Well, Army said I can't. Otter. You played fucking 800 games. You can't come on this podcast. Well, Doug said that I might. What the fuck are you talking about?
We'll get him on.
We get all these. You get all these guys, and I can't get Otter on. Make me look like a bitch, Otter.
Have you asked him?
Fuck yeah.
I've asked.
Pussy.
Him. He knows.
He's a bad boy.
He loves We'll get him on.
And his little cute Maverick. Oh my God. He's a don.
Good little player, man. Good little player. He finds his
Maverick. I'm gonna talk to you. We gotta talk to your daddy.
That little Maverick, by the way.
He is a stud.
But he like runs all the little kids on the ice too. That's what I hear. He like runs around like
fucking
just crushing kids.
Fuck yeah, do it, Mav.
I told.
Get your confidence, baby.
I told.
Don't be too cheap like your daddy. Don't like cross check guys in the face and shit. Yeah. Although I
might have to bring a little tie out there.
A lot, like, but actually, Otter's being pretty soft. Not come on. Army's gonna get mad.
Well, you got rules, dude. You have rules.
Okay, that's cool.
Hey, the Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. And carshield.com. Hey, mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. Did you know that? You should know by now.
I do know that.
You should know by now. 800-857-2481. Check out carshield.com. Get that protection today. Manage it the way that you want. You don't want to sign a long-term commitment? Then don't. Then don't do it.
Do your thing, baby.
But you know what? If something bad goes down, you want to save yourself thousands of dollars and pick the place where you take your car to have it repaired.
A mile away.
And have them bring you a rental car.
Yeah, give me that bad boy. I want that Cadillac home by.
I don't know what else we need to tell you people out there. Come on
It's
now.
easy. It honestly is. I went through it firsthand. My starter went out in fucking Eureka. And everybody's like, oh, Cam must be really drunk. I guess his car's staying here.
People are hanging out inside your dumpsters. I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
They made a good pathway through, and they took what they needed. I'm throwing it out anyway.
God. How about Bud Light Seltzer, baby? Where you at this weekend? Your chill zone, man. We saw from some of our listeners, man. We love that as always.
Oh, God, a lot of them coming. I love it.
4 flavors, black cherry, strawberry, lemon, lime, and mango.
Mango. Listen to me. Keep hashtagging that bad boy.
Mango, baby.
Mango. I love it. It's good stuff. Even if you're like in your little room or a trailer, I don't give a shit. Or you and your wife went to this little cliffside and you look down and you're like, we're just going to have a mango right quick and be like, oh, yeah, take a picture.
They've got those variety packs, too, so check those out. You can get grapefruit and a cranberry, pineapple.
You can make cool drinks with that, too.
Yeah, so let us know where your chill zone is at.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Could be a garage with a shitty-ass tattoo on your fucking
Could be on the Merrimack River.
Nothing wrong with that.
With, like, spare tires and Burger King
There's
trash.
A couple cars in there, but you have to avoid that. You have to worry about the rocks more than anything, though, Andy. But you wouldn't know anything about that because you're from the poor part of fucking Leduc.
We got a guest coming up. I don't want to say who it is, but he said he educated us about the saltwater versus freshwater. You didn't know that.
Are you out of your
what it does to a boat?
Are you out of your mind? Why do you think they have outboards always? You think? Listen, Dick. If you look online, you want to buy a boat, and it's from fucking Florida. And it's a fucking inboard. You're out of your mind.
Why?
Saltwater eats it all up, dude. Get out of here. God, rookie ass
Wouldn't
shit.
they have boats that are protected?
Oh, I have a boat, 38-foot Scarab. I have a 38-foot Scarab. Oh, where's it from? Oh, Tampa Bay. No, thank you. No, thank you. Kentucky Lake? Sure.
Oh,
somewhere
Kentucky
in Iowa?
Lake.
Yeah. Freshwater. Doesn't eat your shit up. Outboards are a lot easier to deal with.
I got you. You know what else is easy to deal with? Men's league players who are doing hockeytraining.com. Okay? I mean, if you're putting the work in,
they're high-stepping.
Yeah, you're putting the work in. You know what? You're easier to deal with for everybody.
Well, you know what? The boys are going to like you more, man. I mean, like, it's a social thing, too. It's not like I just play hockey because I'm a No, you're like hanging out with the buddies. And, like, don't you want to be part of it? Because if you suck, and the guys are like, he doesn't even try hard either because he's not in shape. So he doesn't do anything to, like, help the team. And I guess he's kind of cool, but he doesn't tell that many good jokes. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop on pucks. Figure it out. Get your heart rate up a little bit. Figure it out, man. It just helps the team out. And the guys are going to like you more.
Get your game in order. Hockeytraining.com. Are you looking at me and talking to me? Dude,
I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody
the last
like you.
2 weeks. You haven't even been there.
It's funny how you scored so many goals when I'm not there. It's so weird. And then I text the boys and I'm like, what
I play free.
I text the boys like, oh, Andy, no, Strickland. No, he's on my podcast. Andy Strickland. Oh, was he there? I don't know. He said he was.
So cool.
No, they love him. They do. They didn't know you were there that day, though.
Oh, my God.
You must have been really good if they forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I know.
Hockeytraining.com.
I'll pump your tires up when I need to.
Kids out there, man, you want to take your game to the next level. All the parents, you got to know that. How do you do that? Help your kid.
Hey, that's a chill zone too,
Help
baby.
your kid.
This is a different kind of chill zone.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my son and my daughter. I'm going to go in my garage. I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to have my thing. Have a little song. Put the training up on my iPad or computer. Boom, right there.
You want to improve your endurance? You want to get yourself faster? Get the speed kit.
Yeah.
You got to be quicker. You want to improve your stick handling, your skills, your skating. Your endurance. If I have to say that again, you got to be in shape, man. Do these training videos. Do these training videos. Hockeytraining.com. These guys hook it up. They do it the right way.
Yeah.
You should too. Fresh out of Canada, right there out of London, Ontario.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Support these guys.
Oh, dude.
You got to support them.
They are
look
unbelievable.
Look at their shit too,
dude,
by the way.
Their videos are incredible.
Dude, they're 10 and 2. They are so much better athletes than us, Andy.
I know.
Especially you. Oh,
no,
Lord.
Oh,
Lord.
All right, Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. Check out their new cars, the pre-owned inventory as well. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on one side of the street, all in Troy, Missouri. Hop on over to the other side. You got the Cadillac, Buick, GMC. Cam's looking for that new Buick Enclave.
I'll take that mug, dude.
3 rows,
Fuck
man.
that.
Captain chairs, too.
I'll take that
and
mug.
And they're sick.
Buicks are kind of cool now. Tiger Woods got involved a couple years ago, so like, fuck yeah. I'll take that mug.
You could get a Dodge Charger, too.
I'll do that, too.
Yes.
I like the Jeep. I told you that. SRTs,
Well, you can get a pink Jeep, 2 doors, small wheels, soft top.
I mean,
good in that, too.
I mean, I'm still,
okay.
No one's going to chirp me on that. But you, on the other hand, I don't want you to do it because it's going to devalue the podcast if you're cruising around that bad boy.
Bellman.com. Do it the right way. Get the best customer service you'll find anywhere in our listening audience.
Comfortable walking in there.
Yes.
That's the thing. Pink Jeep, we're just chirping with that.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get a pink Jeep. Who cares?
Oh, I love it.
Anybody can, except for you, Andy. But the point is, Walking in there, though, it's like comfortable. They're not like, what are you doing, man? No, they're like, hey, guys, what do you need? Anything? We'll walk away. Like, God, if you guys know what I'm talking about when you go to a dealership and it's like uncomfortable.
What are you looking for? Like, I'd do anything to earn your business.
Who's this girl walking up here right now? Go on here, girl. Let me look at you right quick. Oh, what you want? What, you got money? You got money? You can't afford that right now. Sorry, I'm a little overboard today. Sometimes that happens. We're from middle of Missouri. Sometimes that happens here. I don't know where you're from. This place is great. You walk in there, you're very, very comfortable, Andy Strickland. Even you. I know you're intimidated all over the place, so they take care of you.
Go see our boy Dan Bellman, man. Support a good guy who supports hockey and obviously supports our podcast here on the Cam and Strick Podcast. KeepItHandsome.com. These people are taking my hair to the next level, I'll tell you that. It's like thick. It like looks good. Be honest. Be honest, dude.
I am.
Their shampoo, their conditioner, dude. I put
your hairline's okay. You got grayness going on.
Well, yeah,
it's not long. You're not doing much with it. You're not doing much with it. Okay. I mean, it looks all right. Like you don't got flow like our fucking engineer does. He's got some flow right now.
You want me to grow it back out?
Kinda.
Really? Just grow it?
I don't know. You might look like Justin Bieber or something if you like float it one way.
Yeah.
I told you, Ty's got sick ass hair.
Oh, Ty's got sick hair. His flow is amazing.
Fuck your stupid ass hair. Take the shampoo and shit and give it to him and style his shit and take pictures of it and post it and tag Fight Ugly, dude.
Yeah, Fight Ugly.
Because if you do it, you're like one hair is gonna go one way and it's like I can't tell the difference. Like what the fuck?
Fight Ugly though, man. A portion of the proceeds from these hoodies.
Yeah,
we're wearing them today, which are sick.
They're badass. We're gonna do a video too, by the way.
Oh yeah. KeepItHandsome.com. Buy one of these Fight Ugly hoodies, and a portion of the proceeds goes back to the Montreal Resource Center, dude, which fights people who are dealing with behavioral issues from being bullied.
Yep. Happens everywhere.
Like
every school.
Don't do that. But you know what? Care about people and support people who need to be cared about.
Every school, everybody's dealt with it. Even I dealt with it at a young age. I told the story about the kid pissing on me. Big boy. Raven. I had to go toe-to-toe with that motherfucker. My dad's like, he pissed on you? I go, yeah. My mom's like, Dennis? She goes, don't you ever I love you. Don't you ever let that happen again. I'm like, okay. And I got 5 days, 5 games, I called it.
5 games.
But we went toe to toe.
Suspension.
And here's the deal. He was bigger than me. He was probably 3 years older than me. But we became buddies afterwards.
Yeah.
He fucking
Raven Whitlock.
He grew up in a shitty ass part of North County. My parents actually took him out to our house and way out in the middle of nothing, took care of him, shit like that. I know it's weird.
Sorry. Well, he could have used some KeepItHandsome.com.
He pissed on me, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. But you know what?
You could. No, Ty could.
We're fighting ugly.
Yes.
Fight ugly. Get one of these hoodies, dude. You can check out our Instagram, see the one that we wore with Matthew Tkachuk a few weeks ago. And all the Canadians, they're all buying it. They're loving it.
They all got good hair anyway.
Americans are too, man. So check that out. KeepItHandsome.com. Check out some of the hair gels and stuff like that, dude. This is like high-end shit.
Does your wife love that? You put the shampoo in.
Oh, my God.
It smells good.
So good. Body
it's like
sprays,
classy smell, right?
Body sprays.
It's a classy smell.
What's the importance of that, though? Dude, you got to smell good, man.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming, right? So if you go places like look, anytime you walk by somebody who has cologne on, you're like, okay, you're trying too hard, right? Or you have Axe, you're a cheap ass. But this shit's kind of just a natural scent.
Yeah.
That natural, sexy scent where if a fucking a chick walks by,
naturally
like,
sexy.
This guy's fucking badass looking.
Yes.
His hair looks fucking dope. He's a fucking athlete. He knows he sticks up for fucking children. What?
There's Stricky.
I want to fucking
sexy.
I want to bang this cat. I'm not talking about you. Some badass. Like, this guy's fucking badass. Like, fuck, I'm getting his number.
All right, KeepItHandsome.com.
Yep.
Check that out, and then buy a hoodie, and you'll get 15% off when you mention the promo code Cam and Strick.
Yep.
So do that. All right, Cam's putting a chew in, which means it's time for the interview.
Yeah.
The one and only Ryan Kesler on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. Where are you right now, Ryan? Are you in California? Are you hanging out in Michigan?
No, I'm back in Michigan.
We're at Michigan.
West Bloomfield.
Probably a lovely
Is that
area.
close to Livonia?
Yeah, closer.
You're like a Livonia legend. Like, do you have like a street sign named after you, or does it say "Welcome in to the town of Ryan Kesler," or does it say "Welcome into the town of Mike Madonna"? I think he's from there too.
Yeah, definitely Mike Madonna, not me.
Oh yeah, well, he's pretty good. So what's it like up there, man? Like, what do? You a hunter? Like, what have you been doing?
Just hanging out, man. With all this shit that's going on, yeah, we live on a lake, so fishing, surfing, all that good stuff.
Surfing?
Oh, see, that'll get
behind a boat. No, surfing behind a boat.
Is that how it goes? See, now you got Cam's attention. When you say you're on a lake, you're on the water, he doesn't even want to talk about your career. He just wants to talk about what. Do you have a boat? Like, what's your setup there?
Yeah.
Yeah, got a fishing boat and then a wake surf boat.
So that's what you mean when you're surfing. It's behind a wakeboard.
Yeah, I don't surf. It's my kids that surf and they tube, and I'm the driver.
Is it crowded? Like easy to drive, get around, big lake?
Yeah, it's private too, so there's no public. So the weekends are pretty calm.
Yeah. Ooh.
People recognize you around town. Like, can you chill? Can you hide a little bit, or are people kind of pulling you in all directions?
For the most part, once in a while I get recognized, but it's pretty chill. That's kind of why we moved back.
Would you just move back for the summer, or you go back and forth from California?
No, we moved back for good. 16 months ago now. So we packed up the house in California and moved back.
Dude, you lived in some beautiful places, though,
you
man.
Did.
I mean, first off, living in Vancouver, I mean, how nice is it? Like, where do you guys live in relation to, like, the Westin where the teams stay and, like, where you guys play and stuff? Like, where are you guys?
Let's see. For me, Yaletown, Cole Harbor. We lived in Dunbar. We lived in Kitts. So, like, literally all over the place. But it's all 5 minutes from the rink. It's all downtown.
Yeah, because a lot of people have to take a ferry over, right? Like if they got to go to like a little island, take a ferry over when they get into town. But you guys are right downtown, right in the heat of everything.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We lose you?
You lose you?
He's still there.
Okay.
No,
all right.
I'm here.
All right, we just had a little technical issue.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're
All
good,
baby.
All good. So, all right. So you're in Vancouver, whatever. Like, just playing there though, playing in a Canadian city. Like, is that an experience that you think players should have? Like, we've had other guys on here that say every player should have an opportunity to play in a Canadian city. Like, do you feel that way too?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was. It's probably the highlight of my career is playing in Vancouver with those fans and being sold. I think we had something like 350 consecutive sellouts. So it was pretty impressive to see the support and how crazy the city got when we were making that playoff run.
How good were you guys though? I mean, I know you made it to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, but even in other years, man, like Vancouver was so good for so long.
yeah.
Like, why was it, in your opinion, that you guys just weren't able to get it done, even though you guys were so close?
Loaded question, Andy. What the fuck, man?
Good question.
Jesus.
You know, I don't know. I think I think we wish we would have stayed healthier in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
We had like 4 D-men banged up. We had like 3 or 4 forwards banged up, and that's the difference right there when you lose important key guys and you look at the opposition and they're mostly healthy, other than Nathan Horton getting knocked out.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think that team was the best team I ever played on. With, I mean, you look at our third line. You even look at Manny Malhotra. If Manny's healthy, fully, we were a different team when he was in the lineup.
Fuck, he's good, eh?
Manny. You were hurt though too, man. See, like you're not bringing up yourself. That was huge, big time miss for you guys. Now I covered that series actually. I was in Boston for Game 6. Right, Game 7 went back to Vancouver. I was there in Boston, like. And you could just tell you weren't yourself, man. I mean, how banged up were you in that final?
Yeah, I was injured, but I mean, you do what everybody else does, and you shoot yourself up, and you get out there, and you try to dull the pain for that game, and then you try to rest and recover, and you're worse the next day, so you don't practice. So honestly, I wasn't in a good spot, but I was able to play, so that's not an excuse.
Oh God! Like, how bad was it? Like, you have to shoot up like multiple spots. I've seen guys like Colin White have to get shot up in his groin. Oh God, I couldn't even watch it, let alone get it done to me. So I mean, it was twice, two spots, one spot.
Yeah, it was 2 spots. But honestly, you bend over the training table and 10 seconds later it's done. And then everything's dull.
Yeah.
You run through brick walls and you just go out there and play.
Well, you got to hope they don't puncture your lung like that.
Fuck, who was
Chargers
that? Yeah.
quarterback Tyrod Taylor. They punctured his lung. See, listen, I can't relate to that. I've never had a Toradol shot.
No, you haven't, Andy.
Or like Toradol, however you guys take Toradol and whatever. But like, break that down for us who don't know. Like, is it a big needle? Is it a small needle? How painful is it?
The Toradol's small. The cortisone is big. I just got my left hip shot up with cortisone. That one's failing on me now. So, that one's long and it goes in deep and it's thick.
That's right. That's the difference. No, that's the big needle. I mean, even you get that in your shoulder, you're like, fuck, like you can't even lift it.
Yeah, they go right into the joint, just area.
So that's Toradol, though. Did you ever get addicted to anything else besides Toradol? Because Toradol's not. It's not an opioid, is it? It's just clear.
I don't think I was addicted. I just think it was something that everybody did. So, I wanted to do anything to win, and they offered it to me, and obviously I'm going to take it.
You don't get addicted, though, to it, right? I mean, I know Cam used that
word. I'm sorry, Andy. Was that a dumb question?
I don't know. I'm just curious.
You don't get addicted to it. No, I don't think you do, at least. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you do.
Okay, so I didn't know if it's not like a painkiller type drug where you can have a serious addiction. But when you say you're getting shot up, like, explain the difference between what cortisone does versus Toradol. Like, what would require Toradol versus what would require a cortisone shot?
Cortisone shots, when I played the last couple of years, I was getting cortisone shots every 2 months, and that's just to reduce inflammation. It's basically anti-inflammatory, and it creates a lubricant in there and that's for joints. Other than that, Toradol's like temporary. It's 24 hours. Cortisone's supposed to last 3-4 months. When we do it, you're supposed to take like a week off after you get a shot, but obviously you're out practicing the next day, so we don't follow the guidelines. But that's supposed to last 3-4 months. It usually lasts a month. I just got one a week ago and it's already not working. So
yeah. What, in your hip?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hips bad too.
So since we're talking about it, I mean, obviously I was going to ask you about the TSN special, man. I saw all that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how did that come about? They approached you? Like, is that something that that this was in the works? You knew what was in the works for a while? Like, how'd that come about?
No, I just, I talked to my agent, Kurt Overhart, and we were talking, and he's like, hey, Rick wants to call you and talk to you about, your career, and I think it's a good opportunity to educate players and their young generation, because I think if I would have known what these pills and these needles would do to me, I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't have done them, but at least I would have had a chance, and I could have made an educated decision rather than just, oh, okay, yeah, this looks good. What, it wears off in 24 hours? Perfect. Let's keep going. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's how it came about, and I just saw an opportunity just to, pay it forward, just so no one else gets Crohn's or colitis from these pills.
So, like, maybe once in a while do it. Not, okay, I'm a little bit bad. Oh, fuck it. Might as well shoot myself up so I could be completely normal. Maybe do it once a month.
Toradol comes in pill form and shot form. So, yeah, guys do it all the time. And I don't know how much anymore because I haven't been in the locker room in a year and a bit.
Not much.
But, even the last 10 years, I mean, it's prevalent. I mean, it's playoff time. I'd say over half the team's on it.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview.
Well, it used to be like oxycodone, and then it went to Toradol. So
exactly.
So that's kind of the trend they went by. Back when we both first started, the oxycodone came, and you get injured and you get fucking 75 of those things, and you're by yourself and you just eat them. But then they went switch to Toradol, but you could have a seizure on those goddamn things too, man.
Yeah,
trust me on that. Yeah, they're bad, dude.
Yeah, it's not good.
So listen. So you say it's so prevalent. Like, how prevalent is it? Like, will they ever say no? Like, can you just go in there and say, listen, I want a shot. I want Toradol today, and no questions asked. They're gonna hook you up.
That's what I'm trying to, that's what I hope for the future is it's not just go in there and be like, hey, shoot me up. Maybe we do all those social media and drug related videos with the PA at the beginning, and I'm just hoping that they bring this stuff up too, because like I said, if I would have known what it would have done to my body, then at least I can make that decision at the time, and probably I would have made the same decision. Yeah, just shoot me up, because I didn't care about my body back then, and I'm paying for it now. I really started taking care of my body like 25, 26, taking care of my hips, and it just, you guys know I have a fake hip, and I'm probably months away from another one. So, it's tough not having a normal active lifestyle, and it's tough. It's tough not being able to chase your kids around or play basketball and things like that. So
give me an example of your everyday shit, man. Like, what do you have to do when you get up? Like, tell us a bad day.
Bad days. I right now, a bad day is I get this shooting pain down my leg into my toes. And apparently that's neural pain. So it feels like your muscles are cramping, but they're really not. And that usually wakes me up at 3 a.m. And then I lay there, and then I get up, and now I can limp to the bathroom, but at its worst, when I was playing, I'd have to crawl, because obviously it's less weight through your hip when you crawl.
How old are you, man?
36.
He's my age.
36.
He's an 84.
Yeah. I mean,
played against him back in
and
the
so
day.
when you say playing with your kids, man, I mean, how old are your kids, and how hard is that, man? I mean, is it really that bad, or are there days when you can, go pain free and be able to kind of do whatever you want?
There are days where I'm pain free, but I know if I do the things those days, like run or jump or even golf. If I go golf, I know I'm going to pay for it the next day, because I know once I do those things, it's going to create inflammation in the joint, and I'm screwed the next day.
You're crawling to the bathroom kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm crawling to the bathroom.
Well, tell us about I know a couple guys that have Crohn's. I don't know too much about the colitis, but does that explain that whole situation?
That was a mess. I was on Voltaren for 4 months.
What's Voltaren, by the way? Sorry with all the
Voltaren is anti-inflammatory, so it's exactly like Celebrex. But it's just a different form. Well, this Voltaren ate holes in my colon and gave me colitis, or which they thought was colitis. It progressed over the 4 or 5 years to Crohn's. I just got diagnosed 2 months ago with Crohn's, and now I'm just on this effusion. So I got to sit once every 8 weeks. I got to sit down and take this drug. And then this drug gives me it's weird. It gives me lupus-like symptoms. So I don't have lupus, but I have symptoms that kind of, it looks like I have lupus. So I got the achy joints. I got the walking on needles. And so that's really the only drug I can take right now. And I have it under control right now, but when I flare up, it's awful. Literally can't leave the house awful.
Do you have to piss in a bag?
No, not yet.
Is that coming?
Maybe.
You told stories though during that special, and I've seen some other stuff where when you were on the plane, man, when you'd have like an attack. I mean, how far back in your career are we going? And do you talk to your teammates about this? Do they know what's going on with you, or do you just keep it quiet?
Oh yeah, they know. It was I kind of made it into a joke, and that's kind of how I dealt with it. Just joking about it, because I mean, it is embarrassing, but at the same time, I guess I'm extremely open about what's going on with me, and if guys see me running to the bathroom, basically shedding my equipment in between periods on the way to the bathroom, and then just barely making it.
Oh, I know, buddy.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, yeah, everybody would laugh about it and have a good time at my expense, but it was all good.
When do you first does it click in that maybe the pain medicine that you've been taking and all the injections and the Toradol and whatever else that you're putting into your body is causing this? Like, when did that start to register for you?
We went on a deep playoff run, and then I was told that I had an internal hemorrhoid, which obviously wasn't the case. And then, yeah, I went home and I got a colonoscopy, and that's when they told me I had it, and life's changed ever since.
Are you playing in Vancouver or Anaheim?
No, I'm in Anaheim at this point.
You're in Anaheim, yeah, because you had a couple runs.
The whole,
there.
we played Winnipeg the first round, and then, shit, that's a while ago. I don't know.
Chicago.
I know we played Chicago in the third round. Second round, we played Calgary.
Okay.
So during that whole playoff, I had this going on. Like, I was in extreme flare where I was going like 30, 40 times a day in between periods. Like, it was bad.
God. What do you do to get happy now, man? You sound, I mean, obviously you're going through a lot of shit and you sound down. Like, are you working on, I mean, is it tough around the house dealing with the kids and the wife? I mean,
no,
I mean,
it's
shit.
not too bad. It's different for sure. I mean, just hanging, man. I'm really focusing on training and just getting my hip as best I can before surgery, and other than that, I'm coaching my son's team, which is, I'm taking pride in that, I guess you could say. Really focusing on that like 3 days a week. So that, but to stay happy, just living it one moment at a time, man. It's I'm talking to a mentor that's kind of helping me through the shit that I'm going through, and just living day by day.
Do you ever just look at your bank account and be like, oh, I did pretty good for myself too? And like,
look at your pool in the background.
No, seriously.
Like, I own Livonia.
I know I'm kind of joking, but I'm not. But I mean, you just look around. I'm sure your fucking place is unbelievable. You're on and say, God damn, okay. Life's still good. I got to deal with this shit, but damn, I did pretty well for myself.
Yeah. Trust me, it sucks, but it could be worse, and I'm definitely not complaining. It's I was dealt these cards, and 36 going to be with 2 fake hips, but my right hip seems semi-normal right now, so hopefully when I get this other one done, I'll be pain-free.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking, hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With
mango.
only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview. Cam does that when he overlooks the Merrimack River.
No, I do. Way. No, man. I got to fucking grind it with Andy every goddamn day to make money.
hey, but all right, I got to get your take on this because you were a fucking warrior when you played, man. I mean, you came back from injury, always had injury, but you scored goals, you finished checks, man. I mean,
you chirped. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Guys didn't like playing against you, but you see this video that the NHL puts out, and, listen, we associate winning and winning the Stanley Cup with sacrificing and paying the price. I've always thought that was okay. Like, that's hockey. Like, you block shots, you get back up, you block another one, you finish a check, you pay the price to get to the next game and ultimately, have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. And the reaction, like, oh, this is gross, we're glorifying injury, and like, what was your take on that? Did people take that too far? I mean, the NHL took the video down. Like, what was your thoughts on that as a player, man, who truly, kind of was like a poster boy for a lot of the shit we're seeing in that video?
My honest answer?
Yeah.
I think I'm happy I'm not in the game anymore. I think the game's definitely changed, and I don't think it's changed for the better. I thought, we played in a day and age where we had the speed, the skill, but we also had that fourth line fighter that was on every team. And now every team's gone away from that. And it wasn't even that. It was guys that could play hard, and your fourth line, they were there to create energy, big hits, big fights, just stir the pot. And then you had your third line that had agitators too. So, I think when guys there's teams that have just 4 skilled lines now, and I'm not a big fan of that. I think the reason Tampa won was because of their third. Well, they only play 11 forwards, so their third and 2 forwards of their fourth line. So, I think, you can have your skills guys, but if you don't have the Goudreaus or the Colemans, they don't win. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's missing in the game right now. And there's some left, but to get back to your question, I think our society is soft right now, and I don't think anybody can say anything correct right now and not get it from one side or the other.
Well, the 4-line skill teams aren't winning. They don't win.
Tampa Bay tried that. Right?
Tampa Bay tried that. They lost to Columbus. I mean, they don't win. You have to have that big body, and now that's what everybody's pretty much craving around the league too. Mm-hmm. That's that big presence. Like, what's your identity as a team? So, but Tampa Bay, 2 first-rounders they gave away, right, to get the Goudreau
to
and
get those depth guys you're talking about.
Fuck yeah!
But you know what I'm saying though, Kes. Like, I just didn't know like where we're going here with the game. Like, should we be playing with a Nerf puck? Like, what's the next step?
Guess what? OHL's doing.
I mean, so even hockey people were vocal on Twitter and social media and stuff. And
that's what I mean. You can't say the right thing there. Even if I said I agree with it, and people are going to come at me. If I say I disagree with it, people are going to come at me. So my honest answer is I like the game played hard, and in playoffs, that's just the way it is. You play through injuries. That's why it's the hardest trophy to win, and that's why people have to sacrifice. And is it right for the NHL to glorify it at this time? Probably not, but they did, and I wish they would have kept it up because that's what playoffs is about.
Oh, yeah. That's what separates the game. But you said right after your special there on TSN that if you had to do it all over again in terms of taking all the shots and the medication, that you would. Like, you wouldn't hesitate at all. Knowing the situation you're in right now, you wouldn't hesitate? You do it all over again?
If I could help my team with a chance to win that game or win that series, 100%. That's just the way I was bred. I knew I needed surgery. I knew I needed my shoulder done. I knew I needed a labrum surgery, but I waited. Obviously, I met with the doctors. They're like, yeah, go ahead. And I just waited, and I played it out, and I shot myself up, or the docs shot me up with Toradol, and I was all good. And, played the rest of the season out, and obviously never won the big trophy, but came damn close, and it was probably the funnest hockey I've played. So would I change to not be able to play during that time and not be able to play in that Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final? Those are some of my fondest memories, and just that whole Stanley Cup run alone, and even in Anaheim, just to have your friends and family there and having them come to your game to watch you, and you get to bring a bunch of people. If I'm not playing, they're not there. and we don't have that experience. And that's what I look at is, yeah, it's me playing hockey. I'm playing a kid's game. I'm playing the game I love. But when you see the excitement and the joy on your friends and family's faces, that's what made it worth it for me.
Yeah. So let me set some up for you then. Here's how I look at it, because I got dug into so many different addictions too, and I had to crawl out of it. But I look past them, like, I'd fight everybody over again. I'd block shots. I'd do this. I'd do all that stuff. I live and learn with spending money. The one thing I would change is how I dealt with the pain and not getting addicted to painkillers. I would do any blocking shots and fighting, eating punches. I don't give a shit. All the injuries when you break your sternum, whatnot. But it's how you deal with the pain, and that's where I fucked up and spent money and almost died and had seizures and whatnot. That's what I'd change.
Yeah.
Would you?
I agree with you there.
Yeah. I mean, that's really it. And they could do that.
Like, for me, like, I feel like I could play without Toradol. Would it suck? Yeah. But Toradol was there. It was readily available, and it just dulled everything. It didn't take it away completely. You know what I'm saying? And same with the painkillers like Oxys and Vicodin, with the Celebrex and the Voltaren. Like, all those, they don't take the pain away. They just dull it. And did I need? No, I feel most hockey players have a high pain tolerance, and I feel like we could have played without it 100%.
When do you take it? Do you take it like right before warm up? You take it in the morning after the morning skate? Like is it
right
game
before
day?
Warm up?
And it lasts until when?
When you wake up the next morning and you crawl to the bathroom.
Yeah, the injections
Felt
are
like
probably
you got
longer.
hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah, the injections last longer. The pills like a couple hours. I mean, pain pills when you take them all the time, you're just taking them to be normal again too. Like you just have to take more and more for even them to do the trick, because your body's used to it. So it's just a never-ending cycle. But look, nowadays though, Kes, like, don't you look at all these different things that you could do for the pain? I remember my end of my career, I had surgery on my leg and I didn't take a damn painkiller because I was on Suboxone to get off of the damn things, and I'd go right into withdrawal, and I got through it, and it wasn't that bad. But now you have CBD oil and all this shit. I mean, are you telling these organizations, like, try this out, get away from this trend?
100%. They got to try it out. I mean, we're talking about livelihoods here, right? Like,
man, shit.
Yeah, I just don't know how fast or how quick they're going to change.
How was like the use of painkillers, injections, all that stuff, when you first came into the league versus when you left the league? Did it change? Did it increase over time? Like, what changed the most?
Yeah, I mean, when I first came in the league, just an example, there was a bowl of what's the
Greenies?
Sudafed.
Oh yeah, and juniors. You didn't play juniors.
Sudafed in the locker room.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
People would just take them. So that was only my first year, and then that changed, and then everything just got less. And I don't think it's as prevalent now, but if you're injured in playoffs, 100% you're taking it.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Yeah. Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview.
God, I remember the Sudafed trend in Windsor that went around. Then the fucking orange. Oh God, you feel like you're having a goddamn heart attack. And so a couple guys did. A couple guys like had to leave the game. I remember in Windsor. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like, I'm having a fucking heart attack, and he kind of was.
Oh my God.
Fucking eating Sudafed like Skittles.
Oh my.
But that stopped. Then then the testing came and things like that, and they're kind of you're a little bit under control with that shit.
But I want to ask from this angle though, like how much pressure is under these doctors from people above them to get you guys back on the ice? Like, I mean, the whole dynamic, you guys kind of got into that. I find that like almost like fascinating, man. People would never think of that. It's like they're employed by the team. They've got a responsibility to the team. I mean, people talking about like bonuses for games played and stuff like that, which I never had heard of. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? But like, explain how that goes down, and is there pressure felt from some of these medical personnel?
I think there is for sure. I think what Quincy said on the TSN special about, guys not being able to get second opinions because they're getting pressured, that's 100% honest, because they want their own guys working on you. But I took the approach with my agent, and my agent's the one that forced me into it the first time. And I have one body, and the team's paying. I'm going to go to the best guy, not just in the U.S., but in the world that does hips, shoulders, wrist. I mean, I think I've got 7-8 surgeries since I've started, maybe 9. And it's nothing against the team. And, Vancouver was good about it, at least to my face, they were good about it. I don't know if they weren't, but my agent dealt with it. They allowed me to go to Vail. They allowed me to go to Cleveland Clinic, and they allowed me to see the best guys. And, I was really thankful for that, because, it just, you're in good hands. Not that the doctors, but everybody specializes in something, and the team, not all team doctors specializes in everything, or at least one thing. So I was grateful for them to allow me to go to the best guy and get surgery.
Kesler, dude, you're a great hockey player, and they're paying you a lot of money. I hope the fuck they're going to send you wherever you needed to go. I mean, that's on the agent, though.
But you never know, right?
No, but you should know.
There's teams out there that don't.
But that's on your agent. But that's on your agent. My agent did the same thing, and I was a fourth line plug, and I went down to James Andrews to get my shoulder done, and we were next to like Cadillac Williams and all that. But Lou was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And so like that, the kids should know. Like, talk to your agent. Like these teams are cheap, man. And they're paying, they got to save money. So your agent should step up like that. But anyway.
Yeah. We can go down a rabbit hole. I mean, you look at, say, I don't know, say Tavares in Toronto. What does he make? 10 million?
12,
he misses one game. How much money is that? It's a shit ton of money. It's over, what, 200 grand?
What, you asking me? I'm a mathematician. Come on now.
That's just guessing. I have no idea.
You can live in Livonia for that money, man. I'll tell you that.
That's why, I think these teams should hire the best consultants, the best massage therapists, the best chiropractors, and pay them, and keep these guys from getting injured. Yeah, there's going to be broken bones and things like that, but the soft tissue injuries, if you miss 2-3 games with a growing pull, that's preventative in my mind's eye. Yeah. And I think we're still in the ice age a bit. There's some teams that are proactive. I know Phoenix has been really good with that, but who knows? Yeah, we can talk all day about
I know.
this.
I know.
It's the only thing they're good at, though.
I want to get into your career a little bit before we let you go. But the last question, though, after you did the feature, how many players did you hear from? Did you hear from the league? Like, was there positive feedback? Did you get any negative reaction?
No, everything was positive. Heard from a couple guys on Anaheim. I heard from Juice and Burr and the Sedins, and it's all been positive. I haven't heard one negative thing. Even the PA reached out to me, just asking what they can do to help. So, I think I opened up some people's eyes, and even the players are like, that took balls to do, but they're happy I did it.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to say to you? You're pissing fucking blood out of your ass. What are they going to be like, suck it up? No, they should be on your side. Good Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for that visual.
Sorry, we've all, you fucking.
But I think I heard you talk about that. You mentioned the Sedins. So who was better, Daniel or Henrik? Who's the better player?
No, they're both good.
Oh, Jesus! Hey, what a stupid question that is.
No, you can't
Can you tell them apart?
Are they good dudes though? Are they good guys?
They skate the same. They shoot the same. They pass the same. they have the same mind. And I mean, I've never seen guys go out there and control the puck for like 2 minutes and just have the D running around, and they're barely skating, but they're just passing through everybody.
I know, it's crazy.
It's bizarre. Like, they'll come off after a 2-minute shift, not even breathing heavy. And I'm like, I come after a 30-second shift and I'm sucking air. So that's just playing with the puck and playing without the puck.
Yeah. Hey, Andy Murray would yell at me to get off the ice so bad when those two were on. Yell at me. No matter I'd have a breakaway and I'd have to dump it in and get off. They were that good. Are they good guys though? Were they like, they made a ton of money? They take the guys out? Were they cheap? I mean, were they cool?
No, really good dudes. They they wanted to be anonymous, but somehow it got out that they both donated like over $1 million to the Children's Hospital in Vancouver. So that sums them up as they're really great people. I honestly can't say a bad thing about them.
Can you tell them apart? Like, honestly,
it took me a year, but yeah, I can now. Yeah,
you really can.
I really like. With even if I haven't seen, like, I just saw them at their jersey retirement, and right away, I didn't see those guys for maybe 18 months, and right away, I'm like, oh yeah, they look like two different people to me right now. They always have.
With red hair and goatee.
Exactly.
But how much? Listen, teams would just go after them like crazy, like literally like beat the shit out of both those players, and they would just take it.
Take it, man.
Would that piss you off as a teammate though, or what?
It would piss me off on the bench when I see guys taking liberties at them, and they were the guys that they would take a beating and they'd still go into the corner and take a beating again, and they'd give it back once in a while, but it was very rare that you'd ever see them pissed off or yelling. They're always calm, cool. Didn't matter if they scored the night before or they're in a 15-game goalless drought. They would always come to the rink. They'd always be, before the game, in the middle of the game, they'd always be the same person. And that's what made them such good leaders and such good players, because it's a roller coaster when you play professional sports or professional hockey. You're going to have great games. You're going to have shitty games. And they were always just even keel. And the one thing they were always just their toughness. They battled through so many injuries, and everybody called them out about being soft. They are not soft. They are some of the toughest motherfuckers I know.
Oh, watch your mouth on this. I'm just joking. You're good.
Sorry.
No, you're kidding me. Hey, you play with some tough dudes though. I mean, you had Rick Rippon, man. Like, you played with him for a couple of years, didn't you?
Yeah. He was a great dude.
God, that was sad, man. That whole situation. God, he beat the fuck out of me one time, Andy. Oh Lord, yeah, I might have to post it on the hockey fight. Was he a good guy? Did you see anything, different about him that maybe that he, needed to talk to somebody or anything like that?
Not at first, no. And then later on, yeah. But the team was really good with him. Got him help, and then obviously he had some demons that he couldn't fight, and obviously we know what happened.
How was Matt Cook as a teammate? Like, was he dirty? Like, what's your opinion? I'm always curious of an opinion of a teammate, somebody who saw him firsthand and was around him off the ice as much as you were.
He was a good teammate. He just, playing against him, you understand why teams hated him. Like, I was on the same line, and yeah, he'd hit people, but like, he's on your team, so you like him, right? You love him on your team. You hate playing against him, and he was just, when you played against him, he was just dirty.
He'll get you.
Just dirty.
He'll get you. He'll catch you. When you dump the puck in, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a change. Boom.
Yeah,
we've all been.
Exactly.
We've both done that too, though. Let's be honest here, Ryan. Come on.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we've done that to people. It is what it is.
What about when Luongo was named captain? Like, was that weird? You guys all did you look at him as like the leader? Like, was it? I mean, having a goalie as the captain, like, how strange was that? Or no? Or
that was bizarre. I didn't understand the whole thing, but They said he's our best player. He deserves to be captain. We don't care if the league recognizes it. That's who our captain is. So yeah, but Lou, like before the captaincy and after and during the captaincy and after the captaincy, he was the same person. He's the leader on our team. Obviously, he'll come in, say his 2 words that he says in between periods, but like in the middle of the game, he would stop the puck, and that's all we wanted him to do. So it was important to have a strong leadership group around him.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Yeah. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.gadgetbuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. Did he ever, no one want to say, like, I'm going to put a C on you? Can they do that in the NHL?
I don't think they could they?
They couldn't. Yeah, he had a C on his chin, on his mask.
That's corny. I'm sorry. That's kind of goofy. It is. Especially when you got leadership like you. I don't know. Whatever.
It was weird, man. Yeah.
I'm surprised he was okay with it.
Looking back on it now, it's like, what were they thinking?
What the fuck?
Did he never said, hey, listen, I don't need to be the captain, like I'm the goalie, like you can stop. You can give it to somebody else and it's okay. Like he never said that.
You know, I don't know if he'd take it again if he got asked. Honestly, I honestly don't think he would.
Dude, all right, I'm gonna go back a little. Maybe that was I don't know what team you're playing for on this one, but God, Jesse Boleries, hold on, you hit some. I think you hit Randy Jones, right? Somewhat from Philly, the D man, I think, who always had his fucking head down. By the way, I killed him a couple times too, so don't worry about it.
Well, I missed him. I went to go hit him, and I hit the glass. Like he kind of sidestepped me. I hit the glass. I turned around to go back check, and this guy cross checks me, breaks his stick over my jaw. And if he didn't break his stick, my face would have been indented.
Where was it? Right against your jaw too. He got 25 games for that fucking thing too.
Was he that tough?
Bowler, he was all right. He got knocked out.
He played for the Blues for like a handful of games.
Yeah,
like,
he was unpredictable.
He was different.
I follow him on Facebook, which is whatever. But he seems like a lovely family man now. But he was unpredictable at times, like Frankie Lassard type, man.
Oh my
God. Were you fucked up after that?
No. Luckily, I wanted to go back out and play.
Of course you did.
I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I got a bruise on my chin. I'm fine. And they're like, no. And he knocked me out, but like I came to right away. And my jaw was fine. It wasn't sore at all the next day. And they're like, I think it was 7-2 at the time we were losing. And they're like, yeah, it's 7-2. You're not going back out. All right. Sounds good.
God.
Right, well, that's
an easy
decision.
What about when Pronger stepped on your leg? Like that didn't hurt. That didn't even cut your leg, huh? He got no suspension, and then they said, "Okay, we're going to give you 8 games." How do you go from no games to 8 games?
Who knows? Funny. They found a different camera angle.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beauty about playing in a Canadian market. They'll look and look and look until they find that camera angle.
No shit. Well, if it was on Versus and fucking Hunting Channel,
did he call you and apologize?
No, of course not.
We're gonna make sure he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was.
We'll have him give.
He was devastated about that, of course.
Hey, did when you made the comment like about like you signed a contract, and just before that, it was Alex Burrows signed his deal, and I don't know exactly what you says. You know, he signed the pretty below what he should have gotten in terms of his deal. I think he got $2 million a year, 4-year deal, something like that. And you said, hey, everybody needs to take less, whatever. I'm paraphrasing. Did Glenn Healy get upset and he called you about that? Like, how'd that go down?
Oh yeah, he got pissed. He said I couldn't say that. I go, why? He goes, well, it makes other guys, puts pressure on other guys to take less money. I said, well, that's up to their fucking agent and them. If they don't want to sign it, they don't have to. And yeah, and then he's like, no, you shouldn't say that. I'm like, okay. And that was the end of the story.
Is that bully tactics? What is that?
I don't know.
You can't do that?
Well, it's just like they just rely on everybody to take care of the next guy, right? For the PA, I guess, in terms of how much money they get. What about the year Torts was there?
Yeah, that's the whole thing about the cap issue too. Is the cap issue just keeps going up? The cap keeps going up.
Yeah,
but every guy keeps paying more in escrow. The percentage keeps going up, but they won't stop it because they're like, oh, it screws this year's free agents. And I'm like, what? They're going to make less anyways because we're going to pay more in escrow. So it makes no sense.
Exactly.
Escrow. Ugh.
What about Torts? He was only there for a year. Like, how come that didn't work out? I want the honest answer on Torts.
We went from a very player-friendly training camp to a very friendly coaching staff. The Torts. Torts' training camp was impossible. 2 mile run in under 12 minutes, which I don't know if you guys know what 2 mile running under 12 minutes feels like, but it sucks.
Oh,
could you do it?
Did
and
you do that?
Hockey players don't run. Like we can't run. Yeah, I did it. Like my hips killed me for 2 weeks afterwards.
Where in Stanley Park? Is that where you guys run?
BC place.
The mountains. Hit him go up in the mountains.
And it wasn't even like a track. It was like a square box. So we couldn't even round the corner. We had to make 90-degree turns.
Slows your rhythm down, and it's hard on your what's wrong with him?
I'd like to see him tell Brett Hull to do that back in the day. By the way,
I know
how that would go down.
Well, Keenan probably tried.
But his whole thing was we play a high energy skating forecheck and skating system. We have to be in shape. Nothing against Torts, but most guys come in shape in training camp. Like if you don't nowadays,
it's not
you're
the
screwed.
60s.
No, yeah, it's not where.
It's not the 80s.
You take 2 weeks to get in shape when you go to training camp. So we did that. Then we had ridiculous skate test, and guys walk around like zombies. And I think it turned some guys off right away because we're used to going out and golfing. No one had going out drinking, hanging out with their teammates. No one had energy to do anything. They'd go home and sleep.
That sucks.
And then he got in that fight with Calgary's coach, and after that was a turning point, I think, because then Sullivan took over, and I think we lost 9 games in a row with him, or 7 games, and then we were kind of out of playoffs, and yeah, it's but Torts as a coach, I actually didn't mind him. I had a love-hate with him, and he's a very interesting guy. Great motivator. Didn't matter if it was game 1, game 40, or game 80. He would come in there and just make you want to run through a brick wall for him.
Really?
And that works on guys, but he's really hard on guys too. And he's hard on you, but he wouldn't just be hard on the fourth line guys. He was hard on me. He was probably the hardest on me of all the coaches I've ever had. But he would have honest conversations with you. So, when the coaches call you in and they lie to you, this guy would never lie to you. He'd tell you he would tell you the truth and not what you want to hear. And that's why I really respected him. And you always knew where you stood with him. And if he needed more, and you gave him more, he would play you more. And that went from fourth line to first line. And it was fair, and that's the way it should have been. So, he played me 25 minutes a game, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God, what does that even mean?
I remember when he fought with the Calgary coach. Were you in the mix there, Kes? Were you helping break that up?
McGrattan was in there, I think.
Well, it was in the hallway there.
It was Burroughs and Bieksa. It was on TV in the room.
That's great.
So we're watching it, and he's losing his shit, and I'm dying laughing. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you'll run through a wall for him, but you're not going to run that fucking 2 mile under 12 minutes.
Exactly. Speaking of Bieksa, though, like pump up your podcast. Are you guys still doing your podcast? I know he's like a busy TV star, like cracking jokes all the time.
He left you, Cass. We were going to pick you up.
For me now.
We're going to pick you up, dude. You're a free agent, baby.
Yeah. We stopped it because we couldn't get any sponsors. We paid for the first 14 episodes out of our own pocket, and we literally couldn't get any sponsors, so we just decided to stop for now, and he's doing his TV thing, but we've talked a little bit the last couple times. We're trying to get picked back up, but we gotta figure out sponsorship and all that first.
You should sponsor yourself.
Be like,
we did.
You're still getting paid.
Episodes.
Hey,
and that didn't work out that good.
Sponsored by Ryan Kesler.
It is expensive. It is expensive. Are you you haven't officially retired, but I mean, you're retired? Like, what's your status? So I can put that on Twitter. I want to put it on Twitter.
You're crawling around.
I'm on long-term IR, which means
you still get paid.
Yeah, I can't come back.
Man, of course.
I tried, and I made the decision about 2 weeks ago. In my mind, I still thought I was coming back. I still thought I was going to do it. And 2 weeks ago, I kind of just broke down, and I said, you know what? What am I doing? Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to be a shell of myself. I'm going to be pissed off at myself because I can't do the things that my mind wants to do out there. And what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably take years off my life. I'm going to be miserable. I'll probably have to move away from my family. And to be honest, I don't even know if I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I'm pretty sure Anaheim doesn't want me back.
Well, you're gonna play. Like, you're gonna play in Central Michigan for a pro team. Like, no, man. Of course you're gonna have to move away from your family. Why don't you just kick your feet up? Why don't you kick your feet up, man? Like, enjoy yourself. Shit.
Because I'm a stubborn asshole.
I know, but shit.
And I wanted to prove to people that I wasn't done yet. And finally I woke up and I had this realization that Kesh, you're not 25 anymore. And I think what happened is, my son was watching a YouTube clip of me. Like, I walked in his room and it was on, and I looked and I'm like, what is this? He's like, it's a day with you. Apparently it was back in my Vancouver's days, and it showed me skating. And I'm like, oh shit, I used to be fast.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not fast anymore.
Are your kids players? Are they good players?
Riker has a good mind for the game. Yeah. He just started his squirt year with Little Caesars, so he's on his way.
Ooh.
I'm the head coach, so obviously he gets a lot of shit from me because I think I know too much about the game, and I try to project it onto him. So I kind of have to talk myself out of it half the time. I don't tell him half the things that are going through my mind, but you know the way it goes.
So what is he at 2010?
Yeah, he's a 2010.
Okay.
Riker. That's a badass name.
Riker Kesler.
Oh, shit.
Dude, he's on the power play, too.
Wheel.
Power play. Okay. Dad's the coach. We know all about Little Caesars, man.
Yeah, he should kick our ass.
How'd you pick Caesars over CompuWare? There's so many programs there. Like the team that I coach, I'm not going on the road this weekend, but they're playing Bell Tire this weekend, whatever. There's so many programs in Detroit. Like, how much competition is there?
Yeah, there's a ton. How'd I pick Little Caesars over CompuWare? I called and
Honeybake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Honeybake too. I mean, I just called. I called around and I asked probably 3 or 4 guys, like USA guys, some scouts, and I'm like, listen, my son's a 2010. I just want the best coach, and I don't care how good they are. I want him to be coached. So I'm not on the bench, like pulling my hair out, or in the stands pulling my hair out, being like he's teaching them wrong. And they told me the coach at Little Caesars, 2010 was the best coach there was. So I went with him, and then they convinced me to be assistant coach last year. And then they talked me into being head coach, which it's a big deal. Wasn't really ready for it, but that's what we're doing.
There you go.
That's
now
fun,
you're,
man.
You're running practices.
Good for you, dude. Don't pull your hair out, by the way, because you got good hair. Fuck, don't piss me off.
I'm losing it, man.
Oh, I got a sponsor for you, brother.
Now you got a sponsor.
Now you got,
call up Juice. You found your first sponsor.
I am hooking you up today, baby.
hey, but before we let you were a big chirper. Like, would you study guys? Like, would you read the media guys and stuff like that? Because I heard you used to like chirp some players, talk about like maybe their wives and stuff like that. You had some good.
You said my wife was hot at the time.
Yeah, you may have gone after David Backus once or twice too.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what you guys are talking about. Yeah. That's really the only time I went after a wife because I think we tried to sign him to an offer sheet.
Yes, and you did.
It was on the board saying that. It was like the article saying that he's so happy Vancouver didn't get him and that he's still with St. Louis. Basically, like, you could take it either way, right? But we took it as, fuck this guy. He didn't want to play for us? Okay. And then it said his wife, he's happy with his wife, Kelly, or whatever. So obviously, Claire's like, oh, yeah, let's go after him. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, oh, Kelly's a great gal, eh?
Also,
and then I played with him twice on the Olympic team, and he's a good. I apologized, and he's a good dude.
Dude, I remember when he signed the offer sheet too, because he was in Hawaii. Yeah. They may have been on their honeymoon, and talking to him, whatever. So. Hey, listen, he would have happily taken $2.5 million if it was from St. Louis or Vancouver. He would have happily played for the Canucks, but the Blues matched it. And then they ended up offering somebody from Vancouver a few weeks later. It was kind of petty. It was interesting how that went down. But you signed an offer sheet too, right? It was like 1.9 from Philly. Like, was it from Philly? Was Vancouver ever not going to match that?
They waited 6 days.
Oh God.
So I think all I wanted was like $100,000 more. I think they signed. They're looking at $900,000 for 2 years. I wanted $1 million for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then Philly came in and was like, hey, you got it. 1.9. I said, perfect. Let's do it. And I signed it at the Sutton Place Hotel, faxed it over to my agent, took off. He's like, pack all your shit up. You're going down to Seattle to practice with those team. Here's the hotel you're staying at. Stay by your phone. We'll see if they match it. And they did.
Yeah, they did.
6 days in.
That's nice.
Made me miss the first day of training camp.
Oh,
so what?
That didn't create any headlines in Vancouver.
No, okay. No, nothing. Nothing at all.
No one even paid attention to it.
That's great, man. Well,
so,
shit, dude.
Good shit, man. Hey, listen, stay healthy, man.
Yeah, be happy, dude.
That's right.
You got a fucking good life, dude. And you're gonna get through all that shit.
You had a great career too.
Watch your kids grow up, man, and fuck, it's just you got a good gig, dude.
You played 1,001 more games than I did,
and you're a cool cat too.
700 more than Cam. So
thank you, Andy. Thank you, Ryan. Enjoy yourself, buddy. We'll talk soon, man.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Right on, buddy.
See you.
All right, bye.
That was Ryan Kesler, man. And again, he came into the Strick.
Ooh. Excuse me. Fuck.
The Cam and Strick.
Excuse me.
Fucking therapy session.
Wow, dude.
Well, I got it mixed up. I got it mixed up.
No,
I got it mixed up.
I think you're a little too fucking
Cam and Strick.
Fucking cocky.
The Cam and Strick.
Andy gets the guess, and we admit that. Andy gets the guess. That's fine. Andy gets the guess. That's fine. Don't get cocky, motherfucker.
He was quiet.
He was very quiet.
And then what happened?
He got loosey-goosey. Well, we had to say, look at your bank account.
He's a cool ass dude.
You want to smile.
Kick your feet up.
Dude, come on. You're coaching your kid. I know you got shit. But you took that shit. You're still taking it, too. It's like, man, that could have happened to me. Mm-hmm. But I brought it on myself more than anything. But still, he could have said no to it, too. I don't know.
I like what he said, though, about how he still respects the game. He still loves the game. He's not one of these guys that's trashing the game.
Yeah,
you know?
but I love that. That's awesome.
Because
not like
the NHL put that video out, and everyone was like, "This is gross. This is disgusting."
He's a fucking warrior, dude.
Get rid of the video.
I just want to be happy.
What would they say about the video? Like they would say, "What? This is gross. This is."
I don't like this video. I've never played before. Are they blocking? That's not nice.
They need a Nerf puck.
What is going on here? We need to change everything. I've never played.
They want to take this video down.
Why are we doing that?
And then the NHL took it down. And Ryan Kesler, who's on
he's
this
pissing on his
whole
ass.
feature with with TSN, which led to all this like build up, in the NHL taking that video down that like shows the sacrifice and how hard it is to win a Stanley Cup.
It's not. No, they're not. They're not.
And he's like, dude, like
they're not glorifying painkillers.
No,
they're glorifying
not.
just like you got to do what you fucking got to
know.
do. What the fuck is hockey without that?
And you got agents who are like all upset about it, who are like, and they're the ones that are being like, no, I want another $500,000 for my client because he was second in the league and blocked shots and he never missed a shift.
You gonna say his name?
He went back to the locker room and he came back and finished the game.
You gonna say his name?
I'm just saying, dude.
You guys all know. I mean, it's all good. We like everybody.
Just saying, don't be a hypocrite.
Don't be a fucking hypocrite with this shit.
You know what someone told me a long time ago?
Can I say one thing?
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Thank you. That's great. And another thing is like, it's not about the pain because the pain's always going to be there. It's about how you deal with the fucking pain. I've had a fucking hole blown in my goddamn leg, and I was on Suboxone. I could not take painkillers, and I just fucking got a surgery done. They just seal it up and shit. I had so much. It didn't even hurt. I just took. My pain tolerance was so gone because I didn't take them. Or if you take an Advil 800 and you just deal with it, like fuck, there's CBD shit. Like there's ways to do it. It doesn't addict you. You're not addicted to fucking opiates or any of that shit. Anyway, we don't want to get too far down. Anyway, hypocrites, stop being a hypocrite.
We respect Ryan Kesler. He was a great player, and he was honest about
was awesome.
The Sedins getting the shit kicked out of them.
I know.
And like how weird it was to have the goalie be the captain. Like, was that really necessary?
Why
is
are
that
you
overthinking
that's so
it?
Dumb.
Oh, you can't put the C on the jersey, so let's put it on your chin.
No, let's put on the one player that can't communicate with anybody on the bench. That's awesome.
And can't skate to the box and talk to the refs.
You can't talk to the refs. You can't do anything. You're just stopping a fucking puck. Not that it's hard, and not hard, but it is. Don't get me sorry. But my point is, like, you can't be a leader when you're not like around the guys all the time. You're not even communicating on the ice when you're developing plays.
Is that
that?
It's kind of like a slap in the face to the rest of the team too. Like you don't have a leader on the. You got a lot of leaders,
with him
dude.
And all those guys, like Kessler's like blocking.
But
shots
they don't want to hurt
face.
feelings and not give it to one guy over the other.
Who's a coach?
Give it to both.
Who was a coach?
I think Torts maybe back then. I don't even know which coach it was because obviously.
How do you not know, Andy?
Well, because I'm trying to think what year that was. It might have been Torts.
It's fucking.
I just know Mike Gillis was the GM, I believe. So.
Well, that's on him too. Then.
So I look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I know you do. Mango.
Let's give both Sedins a C.
Sedins. They took a beating,
dude. The Blues fans used to go after.
I told you
all
about
the fans did.
Andy Murray, what he would do to me when I get caught.
I don't know. You should. Well, I don't blame Andy Murray. Like, get off the ice.
This fucking guy. I love him. He's a sweetheart. He'd be like this. It's like my dog gets when the UPS driver comes and she's like turns into a werewolf. And he's such a cool. He's like, hey man, and then all of a sudden, Cam's line go. Okay, and I go out there and all of a sudden they change in 2 seconds, right? And Sedins twins.
Oh yeah, matching.
And he'd be like.
Just hyperventilating.
We're like 500. Get him off! And I'm like, Jesus, fuck. I'm like, okay, might be. I'll stop on a dime. I'll turn around. I'll come on, and he puts Wall on or whatever. And I'm like, and he'd be like this. Dang, they scored. I was off the ice. Doesn't matter. What are you reading, homie?
Anyway,
Andy Murray wanted me off the ice, and I got off the fucking ice. It's a cool story, Cam.
No,
thanks,
I think I've heard you tell that before.
Fuck
but that was
me.
good, man. Great to
I
have.
repeat my shit.
Great to have
I'll
Ryan,
repeat my
Ryan
shit.
Kesler on the Cam and Strick podcast. All right, CarShield and CarShield.com 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM, and you'll save 10%. A deductible may apply. CarShield.com.
You could sort that out yourself, though, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I want this. I want
yeah,
that.
exactly. Just customize your own package. Customize it. Customize it. Do your
Easy peasy.
Do your thing with CarShield. CarShield.com.
Hockey people, by the way.
Hockey training. Speaking of hockey people, man. HockeyTraining.com. You want to improve your game. You want to get quicker, faster. You want to be more intelligent. You want to be in shape. Put in the effort. HockeyTraining.com. Become a VIP member today. And again, get that speed kit, baby. That's what I'm doing.
See, here's the deal.
I'm going to bring that next time. I'm going to have to do a video
I
with that.
I ain't done with this. I know we got to wrap shit up. Andy's got a little 4-year-old. He's got the sickest hair, the cutest kid in the world, little Ty. I don't have kids, but I evaluate kids, and I evaluate parents now. That's what I do. Because it's easy when you don't have kids, because no one could be like, Cam, your kids are fucking Hoosiers. I'm like, no, they're not, because I got cats and dogs. That's it. But I want Andy to find his new little house he has in like the upper scale of Ladue, little ritzy, fucking cake eating shit. Ty needs to be a shit kicker. You need to find your fucking basement with him. You need to get him into wrestling. You need to make him have fucking confidence. You, at hockey training, and Ty need to have a little fucking chill zone in your basement. You have a fucking expensive house, and you can't find a spot for you and Ty to have your chill zone hockey training session. I will. If I come over there when you have a little party, I'm gonna be like, "Where's it at?" You be like, "We meet Cam. I brought my fucking sticks. Where's it at, homie? Let's go." Find it, Andy.
All right, hockeytraining.com.
Yeah, you don't even know.
I don't even know what you're saying. Okay, how do you mean? Hockeytraining.com. That's what I'm talking about. Okay?
Yeah, find your place, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with these guys.
Well, find your chill zone with Bud Light and BudLight.com.
Yeah, it all goes together. You can still drink
100
Bud Light.
calories, 5% alcohol, less than a gram of sugar. Bud Light seltzer, baby. 4 flavors: black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and mango.
Oh, mango. I love all the people that are sending all this stuff,
I think your hat is mango colored today.
Is it?
Oh, my God.
It is.
We were on the cover of a magazine. Cam is being chirped so bad on this magazine cover.
Oh, Lord.
In his burnt orange shirt.
Oh, Lord.
Did you not know it was picture day that day?
Oh, my God. I look like such an idiot. It's so embarrassing.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Because here's the deal.
Nobody will tweet it out because...
No, it's on Twitter.
I know, but nobody will tweet out the cover like... the other guy that was on is another.
So here's the deal, real quick.
He was like, "I look terrible in that picture." I'm like, "Come on."
Who said that?
Yeah, Martin Kilcoyne, the other guy.
Fuck him. He wore his fucking loafers. Give a shit about him.
A trash bag.
I looked. So if we did this like cover for a magazine, right? And Cope 24, we love Renee, and we did all these pictures and all that shit. And I wear this bright orange, like tight shirt. And my pants are kind of fucking tight. And I'm like worried about my like ball sack hanging out a little bit because I had Lulu's on. I had gray sweatpants. If you wear black, you're okay. But if you wear gray, things kind of stick out. And not that I'm like big or anything. It just sticks the fuck out when you're overweight. Anyway, so we do these pictures. And everything's okay. I look stiff as shit with a normal picture. But when you fold it and put it in a mailbox.
Dude, my wife was crying when I showed her that picture.
And then you unfold it to take a picture of the magazine and you post it on Twitter. I look so ridiculous. My arm looks so straight. I look... I can't even say it.
No.
I look so fucking bad. And
God.
everybody retweets it.
Oh, dude, it was hilarious. It was unbelievable.
Anyway, I'm photogenic is what I am.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. Cope24, Cope24.com.
Yeah, you're awesome.
BudLight.com, like we mentioned. The 4 flavors, black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and mango. 1 gram of sugar, 100 calories, 5% alcohol. So check that out. Have it delivered to your house, BudLight.com. Of course, Victor Hockey, at Victor Hockey USA. That's their Twitter. That's their Instagram.
Yeah.
Check out their sick hats with the great logo. They got the pine tree that turns into a hockey stick.
I like
How
that,
cool
baby.
Is that?
I like that,
I love it, too. I love it, too. So
Denver.
check that out. VictorHockey.com out of Denver, Colorado. Bellman.com. New cars, pre-owned cars, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on one side of the street, all in Troy, Missouri. On the other side, you got the Cadillac, the Buick,
classy.
The GMC, man. They are classy.
Classy people.
And again, they're going to give you the treatment
Your wife
and the
can
customer service that
Your
you
wife
need.
Can go.
KeepItHandsome.com. Get those hair products, the shampoo, the conditioner,
the
hair gels, the sculpting paste. The beard moisturizer. For all the people out there with beards, man, you will not find a better moisturizer out there.
All these people with beards, like myself and my lovely engineer Jamie right here, who's got a fucking full beard. Look at you. And then my buddy Jamie, who has a full beard, myself, and then my buddy Jamie that has a full... You don't have a beard. You can't grow one. But you can still put that moisturizer on your face, and it still looks cute and classy without a beard, Andy. Sometime you will get one. We'll see how that goes down. The hair looks good. The shampoo smells good. Your wife's going to like it. Great stuff. And it goes to a good cause, by the way.
Yeah, no question about that. Fight ugly, keep it handsome. Check out these hoodies. KeepItHandsome.com. Get one of these hoodies today. You're going to save 15%.
We'll take a picture.
With the promo code Cam and Strick. I should mention VictorHockey.com. Promo code Cam and Strick. You'll save 20%, man. It's very cool, too.
Yep.
But get one of these hoodies there. Keep it handsome. All the Canadians know about it.
They do.
And all the Americans are learning about it, too. So check that out. Support a great cause. We support anti-bullying here on the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Andy bullies me around a little bit.
That's why we fight ugly with KeepItHandsome.com. All right, this has been episode number 82, the one and only Ryan Kesler. We appreciate his time on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast.